Peace and blessings, everyone. Peace and blessings. Hope everyone is well. Good Saturday evening, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening to those who are tuned in internationally. This is Imam Bilal Hassan with your weather report, weather forecast. If you are tuned in, please share this live stream. We figured to go live tonight to discuss the latest guidance as relates to Beryl. We have seen Beryl take aim on the Caribbean, whipping through the Windward Islands, Grenada, Tobago, Saint now it's Jamaica, which got hit, and then recently in the Yucatan Peninsula, and now we have a storm that has emerged into the Gulf of Mexico, where a couple of days ago we've talked about Beryl making landfall in the Yucatan Peninsula, and then this time by the weekend it would be in the Gulf of Mexico. Sure enough, Hurricane Beryl has weakened to tropical storm status. It was a major hurricane status as it made landfall in Tobago and Grenada and Windward Islands, and then eventually to Jamaica, and then eventually holding hurricane strength up into the Yucatan Peninsula, where it ran against some land masses, mountainous ranges of the Yucatan Peninsula, and it began to weaken. And now we are dealing with Tropical Storm Beryl. But we also now discussing tonight what very well could be, or shaping up to be, the potential another landfall, this time in the United States. Something that we talked about before, being a little uncertainty around if Beryl would make landfall in the United States. Talked about Mexico, northern Mexico, and the border between Mexico and southern Texas around Brownsville. But now things have slightly changed since we last talked. So tonight we just wanted to go over briefly some of the latest guidance in relations to Beryl and preparations that need to be made if you are in the viewing area of the track/viewing area of Beryl, because it bears watching and bears preparation for as we get closer into time frame. So we're going to pull up the latest guidance here on Beryl and some of the key messages. We'll start with some key messaging, and we're going to share screen and allow us to discuss some of the key messaging tonight. All right, so we have screen up now. I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller. There we go. Shift myself down and we can talk through this. So latest on key messages for the National Hurricane Center on Tropical Storm Beryl. The latest on this Saturday evening, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is fresh out. Number one, there is a danger of life-threatening storm surge inundation. It's late Sunday night into Monday along the coast of Texas from the north entrance to the Padre Islands, National Seashore to High Island, including Corpus Christi Bay, the Galveston Bay, the Matorgodo Bay, and residents or areas should follow any guidance given by local officials and follow evacuation orders. Beryl is forecast to bring damaging hurricane force winds to portions of the lower and middle Texas coast late Sunday night into Monday. A hurricane warning is in effect from Baffin Bay to Sargent. Preparation should be rushed to completion before tropical storm conditions begin late Sunday. Flash and urban flooding, some of which may be locally considerable, is likely across portions of the Texas Gulf Coast and eastern Texas beginning late Sunday through the middle of the next week. And river flooding is also possible. River currents will cause life-threatening beach conditions through Monday across much of the Gulf Coast. Beachgoers should heed the red flag warnings and the advice of lifeguards and local officials before venturing into the water. All right, so let's discuss Beryl and its track. So you heard it first here in terms of where Beryl is going. It will be making landfall here. I hope everyone can see this screen now. This is the track of Beryl and is expecting landfall. Right now it sits right here, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. It would expect a little bit more strengthening before making landfall to a Category 1 hurricane status. Winds getting up to 74, 75, 85 miles per hour, and it will make landfall sometime between Sunday night into Monday morning. So this was a direct shift from where we were a couple of days ago. When we were talking about Jamaica and Yucatan, we were talking about landfall somewhere here. And we have shifted north and eastward for a landfall in the U.S. So this will be our first landfalling system for the hurricane season this season here in the United States. First storm, Beryl, making landfall between late Sunday night into early Monday morning in Texas. So Houston, get ready. Brownsville, Galveston, all the coastal areas of Texas here, get ready. You will be preparing for wind and rain. Coastal areas have to prepare for storm surge. We're going to talk about that being the threat here, and we're going to begin to spread rain all the way up into central Texas, and then eventually getting up into Arkansas later in the week, around Tuesday time frame, and then eventually getting caught up. We'll probably with the next system, cold front, eventually spreading some tropical moisture up into the Midwest, but whatever's left or remnants of Beryl would give rainfall up here to the Midwest. But our immediate concern is right now is Texas being in the bullseye for landfall. Let's talk about storm surge, which was something we want to discuss tonight. And we're talking about, again, 3 to 5 feet of storm surge from Corpus Christi all the way up to about Galveston Bay. 3 to 5 feet storm surge above the ground. So if you're on ground level, add about 3 to 5 feet of water above ground. If you are in around the Matagorda Bay area, you get 4 to 6 feet. So it's locally a little more in the way of water coming into some of these areas. So minimum 3 feet up to 5 to 6 feet of water coming into these coastal areas of Texas need to be on the lookout. From Corpus Christi all the way up to Galveston Bay, need to be on the lookout for at least 3 to 5 to locally 6 feet of water coming into these areas between Sunday and to Monday time frame. All right. Now we want to discuss some of the flash flooding anticipation over the next 5 days. High risk area will be just northeast of Corpus Christi, just east of San Antonio, and slightly including some parts of Houston in this area here. Under dark red is our potential for the greatest risk of flash flooding right here. This area, and everyone else a moderate risk in yellow. So now this is our rainfall forecast. And what can we expect coming in to Texas? The darker kind of yellowish orange color. Talk about at least locally at least 3 to 6 inches of rain. If not more, but at least 3 to 6 inches of rain in and around these darker orange and this kind of orange and this kind of darker yellow color here. When landfall is made, this is where anticipation that there will be the most rain in this path. So this is where the flooding will take place. Considerable flooding will take place in these areas here. Houston can expect up to at least 3 to 4 inches of rain in around Houston, Texas. Um, Waco, you're on the cusp. Everyone, San Antonio, Waco's on the cusp of maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain, getting up to Dallas. But mainly anything that's slightly east of those cities, is in the bullseye for heavier rainfall than on the outskirts of Waco, San Antonio, uh, and Dallas Fort Worth will be spared of, at least right now, spared of the heaviest rainfall, and that we're anticipating the heaviest rainfall with these darker yellows and orange colors that you see here in these parts of Texas area on Sunday night going into Monday, and eventually spilling over also into Tuesday as well. So that's our rain forecast. We looked at storm surge inundation. Yeah, we looked at storm surge inundation. I understand, there are the storm surge warnings and watches. Warnings are for the areas where we anticipate the most storm surge, again, in amounts of 3 to up to 6 feet of water inundation coming in from being pushed on the shore from the Gulf of Mexico into those areas that are pretty much sitting at ground level or slightly below sea level. Can anticipate flooding in those areas. And this another map here that shows, well, I don't know if it's available or not, so we'll skip that tonight. Um, Wind speeds, where we see the most wind speed probabilities. Again, darker reds and reds and oranges anticipate where, again, the strong system barrels make landfalls, where you're going to anticipate tropical storm force up to hurricane force winds. We talk about 60, 65, 70 mile per hour wind gusts coming in, wind speeds, in these areas. So prepare yourself for that type of wind action to take place in around Sunday night going into Monday morning in those areas. And that's basically it for Beryl. I mean, in terms of the latest guidance that is out right now. Again, Texas, be prepared for landfall Sunday night into Monday morning. And going into Tuesday, we'll be dealing with Beryl's impacts in the state of Texas. Houston, prepare yourself for a big dosage of rain, at least a couple of inches there. Those westward of you will be getting hammered. Those closer to the coast will be they have to deal with storm surge inundation. Those cities that are closer to the coastal areas of Corpus Christi Bay, etc., prepare yourselves for flooding due to storm surge, very likely in those areas. So prepare yourselves for that as we approach time frame. Very much so, we could potentially lose power in some of these areas due to down trees. So prepare yourself for that ordeal to take place. Prepare your medications, gas, cash, things of that nature, just to have flashlights. Make sure they're checked, ready to go, and make sure you have, again, your any medication, some cash on hand, etc. Just in case power does go out, you at least are prepared with some of the essentials that you need: water, obviously, and non-perishable items as well. For prepare yourselves for this case power goes out in these areas where landfall will take place, where we have wind and rain that could knock down some trees, potentially uprooting some trees and falling on some power lines, which could happen, and you just want to be prepared. Other than that, that is the update for Beryl at this time. We just wanted to hop on real briefly to give you all a heads up as to what to expect from Beryl at this time. We hope this message brings some updates and some clarity for all of you. If you do watch this live at this point in time, please do share. If you are watching it later, if you have a question, feel free to put it in the chat box, in the comment section rather, and we'll get to your questions as soon as we can. Again, share is always the best thing. And then we're also a reminder, we are streaming live on New Freedom Exchange with X, Facebook, and on YouTube. Subscribe to those channels. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like the page. We also are on the Muslim Journal News YouTube channel, so subscribe to the Muslim Journal News YouTube page as well as our New Freedom Network as well, on YouTube channel and Facebook page and YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. And again, we'll be back a little later with some more updates, but that's the latest with Beryl. We'll be making landfall in Texas Sunday night, tomorrow night, or today, later today, this evening, going into Monday morning. And the impacts will be felt all day Monday, going into Tuesday in Texas. Heavy rain is the biggest threat. Flooding, storm surge, inundation, mainly towards the coastal line of Texas, Corpus Christi up to Galveston area, Galveston Bay to Corpus Christi Bay. 3 to potentially 5 to 6 feet of water inundation coming into those areas. So prepare yourselves for that. And mainly rain and wind will be the threats going into Sunday night, going into Monday. So prepare yourselves for our first landfalling hurricane of the season, Hurricane Beryl, making landfall in the United States Sunday, tomorrow, or today rather, tonight, going into tomorrow, Monday morning. All right. We'll sign off for right now, and we'll hope to catch you soon. Peace and blessings. Have a great rest of your night/day. Thank you.